Happy Wednesday, everybody. Here we are with another episode of the Small Man Podcast. Today, I have the absolute pleasure of talking with my friend Devin. How you doing today, Devin?
I'm good, and you?
Doing good, brother. We midway through the week, but when you're retired, every day is the weekend, so I guess it doesn't matter, right?
Yep, yep.
All right, let's start off. Introduce yourself, where you train, and your current rank.
I'm Devin. I'm currently a blue belt, and I train under Trilogy.
Okay. So, um, I'm trying to think because we you start off at UFC with us, right? Or
Yeah,
at least you start at UFC.
yeah.
Okay, so you start off at UFC. I remember that. That must have been what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
I think around like 3 years now.
3 years. Yeah. Okay. Um, Classic question I ask everyone: why did you get started?
Um, I always liked combat sports, but maybe about 4 years ago, I wasn't the skinniest guy. I was almost 300 pounds, so it was hard to do jiu-jitsu. So I lost some weight and I felt like I was comfortable enough to start rolling, and ever since then I've been addicted.
So, okay, so you must have so almost three, so high twos, and
Yeah,
then s- um, be prior to jujitsu, you cut a bunch of weight.
yeah. Like right before I started, I think I dropped maybe like 80 pounds.
Oh,
About, yeah,
that dang! Like, was that through diet, exercise, life
yeah.
choices?
Diet, exercise. I stopped drinking so much. I barely drink now. Yeah, mainly diet and exercise.
Wow. If you recall, like, I mean, so from the diet perspective, right? What did you try to eliminate or try to substitute?
Um, well, I was eating like Leeward's driving in my Paul, eating Leeward's every day, L&L every day. Just plenty fried food, choke rice. I mean, we in Hawaii, yeah, so plenty rice.
Yes, sir. Okay, so then you went from plate lunch and fried food and all that, and then what did the diet look like after you changed or you cut that out?
So I know that I couldn't just ease my way, like portion control. So I just went straight cold turkey and was just eating chicken breast and salad for like a year straight. I think my calorie intake
Dang.
daily was like barely 1,800 calories. Yeah, so I was starving myself.
What was it? I mean, was it hard to maintain a somewhat active lifestyle to do your exercising with that little calories intake?
I mean, I was tired, but I just pushed through it because I didn't want to see the scale hit 300 pounds. So
Wow.
I just sucked
Wow.
it up and pushed through it.
Wow. So what was your form of exercise? What kind of exercises did you start doing?
So I was doing mainly weight training and the stairmaster. Um, Once I got comfortable on the stairmaster, I started running. So this is mainly like weightlifting and running.
So your weight loss um, approach you took, did you research it? Did someone talk to you about it, or you just said, "Okay, this is what I'm gonna do," and you just went forward with it?
I mean, I did like minimal research into it. I just know like chicken breast and salad is the main the main to cut calories, right? So
Right,
I
right.
just did that.
Wow. I mean, do you ever reflect back on those times when you were at that point to where you're at now?
Uh in the beginning, yeah, but now it's been a couple of years, so I kind of just I don't know.
Wow.
Like, that's
So
how I
what's your
live now.
So what's your walking around weight now?
I'll fluctuate from like 175 to 185, depends. Holidays is like the holiday season is more on the 185 side. Yeah.
Oh, so that's, I mean, that's a triple digit loss than 100 pounds. That's significant, bro. It ain't easy because it didn't happen overnight that you got to that weight, but I mean, in a year to cut that down,
Yeah.
that's some pretty focused dedication. So, were you part of the UFC gym before you started jujitsu? Like, were you exercising there or
Yeah,
a
yeah. So
different
I
gym?
was that's where I started to lose weight was at the UFC Waikele. And then I worked with Jason too before. So I was always asking him like, oh, should I come and you have extra gis or whatever. And then, one day I finally just pulled the trigger on a gi and showed up.
Okay, I I'm gonna ask you if you remember. It's been a while, but do you remember what that first class was like?
Yeah, I remember the normal warm ups that Chris would run us through. I was dying. I was dying. I don't remember what we covered the first day, but I just remember that the warm ups, and I was like, oh, this is rough.
Because coming in, you probably felt, I mean, a little comfortable at least, right? You had lost a lot of weight. You were pretty good shape. You were probably running a decent amount.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I can do this thing, and then oh, what is this?
yeah. I think just like the shrimps and the what are those things where we're like, on our back, the crab
Oh
walking.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those I was like, oh man. I think
But
like
go ahead.
weightlifting and running is a different type of exercise than jiu-jitsu. I mean, it helps, but jiu-jitsu is a different type of exercise.
Oh, I can 100% agree with you on that because I started at UFC, so it took me about a year before I jumped into jiu-jitsu. I took all the fitness classes. I lifted weights. I thought I was in pretty decent shape, but yeah, I wasn't in jiu-jitsu shape for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you you start the first class. How long does it take for you to feel like this is it? I really enjoy this, and I think I can do this for a while.
The first class, I like that challenge, like how tired and beat up I felt after the first class. I was like, yeah, I like this.
That's interesting. Yeah, some people get hooked right away. Some people take a little while. I think a lot of people that have been successful in other sports, or I'll say have a carry an ego around, I think it's harder for them to start off jujitsu because nobody comes in dominating the class. I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah.
who you are. Yeah, you just don't, right? Okay, so you enjoy it from the first day. You start coming. So how frequently do you start coming to class in the beginning?
Mm, I don't think I was coming every day, but it was most of the most of the week I was coming.
Okay, so the first hurdle you needed to overcome was the warm-ups, right? Everybody says that the warm-ups were the hardest part, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so you conquered the movement. Because the other thing at UFC, there's no like, there's nobody instructing you on how to do the warm-ups, right? You just kind of look at what other people are doing. Maybe the very first class, someone will help you. After that, bro, it's sink or swim. Okay, go,
yep,
boom. You just try to copy everybody. So that was never the easiest thing, and I kind of felt bad for the new people coming in because yeah, a lot of the movements were very foreign to even people that were athletic. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you I'll say master the warm ups, right? What's the
We could
next
say that.
challenge? Well, you kind of got used to it, right? You kind of
Yeah,
knew the movements, you kind of got familiar with it, and it's like it wasn't like stressful. Like, oh shoot, I don't like be holding up the line. Everybody stay backing up
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah,
cannot move fast enough, right?
yeah,
I know
yeah.
that feeling because I could see it in people's faces and people would tell me, oh, I don't like do the warm ups. I always hold people up. Okay, so you get used to it, right? And then you can get down the mat and you move in time, right? Okay, so that's under your belt. What was like the next challenge that you felt or the next hurdle that you needed to try to overcome?
Mm, it's a good question. I think like so I would come consistently, but I think getting smashed every day, it kind of took a toll. Like, okay, like I feel like I'm not progressing. So I think hitting that plateau very early on, like, okay, like obviously I'm not that good, and I'm not seeing the progress that I want to see. Like, I have to keep showing up to eventually get that progress.
Mm. Did you have problems initially with like terminology and the words that were being used?
Not really. I kind of it kind of clicked pretty quick. That and I would watch a bunch of YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, because I remember I was there one day and then one of the students said, yeah, they kept saying headquarters, but I had no idea what headquarters was. Like they're just following along, right? And anybody have any questions? Nobody have any questions, right? But in the back of their
Right.
mind, like, what's headquarters? What are they talking about, right? I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, stuff that seems pretty straightforward to somebody that's been doing it for a while. Someone that's new, they're just not gonna know, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, that part you talk about getting smashed every day, not feeling progress, right? Was there ever a time that you felt like, I'm not getting anywhere, I like just give up already and quit?
Honestly, no. I think that's where the like I got hooked on it. Like even though I didn't feel like there was any progress, it was just like I like doing this. So I just kept showing up. Even like the days where it's like this is it's kind of rough, but I don't know. It was a weird like love hate relationship, I guess you could say. Getting smashed, and I feel like I'm not going anywhere, but I can't see myself giving up.
That's another interesting point about not feeling like you're getting better. Like, I, I come across that frequently, but I always tell people, right, it's kind of hard to see where you're at, like looking on your own self, because you train with the same people pretty much all the time. You're learning pretty much the same techniques that they're learning. So it's not like you can surprise them. I mean, unless you're doing something on the side, you're studying, you're doing something different. It feels like you're not progressing, but the point actually is that everyone's progressing, and it's harder for you to see it, right? So
Right,
you need a trusted partner, the instructor, somebody to say, "Hey, I see that you're getting better," because it's oftentimes hard for you to see yourself getting better.
right, right.
Because right? Because I mean, if the technique is bottom half guard and it's a sweep from there, and they're teaching it in the class, everybody knows exactly what you're trying to do. So
Yeah,
the likelihood that you're going to pull it off against someone at the same skill level is pretty small, right? First day white belt, yeah, of course you're gonna knock them out. You're gonna take that position and you're gonna be good at it, and you're gonna not laughing, but you go, okay, move of the day, I got it, right? But it's not it's not gonna be easy against someone your size, your skill level, to execute that, right?
right.
Yeah. Did you ever come to points where you were trying to like maybe compare yourself to others? Maybe that started around your time, or your the same belt, or
Yeah, I have. I remember. I don't know if it was the first class, but one of the first classes at UFC. Trying to at the end we're doing the free rounds or whatever, trying to figure out who to roll with. Everyone had a partner, and then I remember seeing Kavai sitting there. He's a blue belt, and I was like, this is a skinny kid. I think I got a chance against him. He's a blue belt, but I think I got a chance against him. Yeah, he ragdolled me.
I mean, that's just the beauty of jiu-jitsu, right? I mean, from the outside, you can't really tell how good the person really is at jiu-jitsu. And yeah, Kawhi is a good example of that.
Yeah.
And don't feel bad. I mean, white belt, blue belt, brown belt, purple belt, he bosses up plenty people. So
Oh,
it was it probably was a good early lesson to recognize, yeah, I can't
yeah.
really judge people by how they look. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good lesson.
Okay, so you you're starting to maybe get a little bit better, not getting smashed as much, right? And then maybe you're kind of starting to hold your own a little bit against other people, right? What is like what are you thinking about? Like how do I get like what are you gonna do to try to push yourself to get to the next level where okay, now I can kind of start controlling people.
mm, Maybe not control people, but I was like, a lot of the stuff that I was watching was like leg lock stuff. So I kind of bypassed all like the basics and stuff, and I was like just learning how to play off bottom and like straight ankles and all types of leg locks. So I started backwards, I guess.
I mean, I guess with the advent of social media and YouTube and all of that, it's easy to see a lot of those advanced techniques, and they're a lot more glamorous than holding side control, right? Or
Right.
escaping from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
That stuff's not as glamorous, but I think at some point you probably realize maybe I need to work some of the fundamental ideas into my jiu-jitsu. Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah. It was kind of maybe like after my first comp, I was like, okay, yeah, like I tried to do like a De La Hiva and work from bottom, but the guy that I was going up against was like not having it at all. So I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I should work on like like you said, side control and working out from bottom and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think there's nothing wrong with experimenting with different techniques and different positions, but getting that basic fundamental understanding of jiu-jitsu is going to make it a lot less frustrating for you as you progress, right? I can speak for myself personally, right? At UFC, I played a lot of half guard, and it's kind of all I did, right? All I did was half guard, control, hold, but I didn't have any guard retention. I didn't really have open guard skills, I'll call it. But at a brown belt, I mean, shoot, you got to have more than just plain half guard, right? So luckily, Carter forced me to learn a lot of that stuff, and it helped me to open up more of what I do in jiu-jitsu. I think I was kind of fortunate that I had him pushing me, but also I had a fair amount of understanding already. So it still took me, I think it took me almost 1 year to the point where I felt comfortable letting go of my guard. So I always tell people now, like high white belt, early blue belt, start learning an open guard and understand how to do guard retention and recovery, because at some point you're not going to be on top. You're not going to be able to control your opponent. And it's more, I think it's, I think from that standpoint, right, I'm talking more along the lines of like sport jiu-jitsu, right? This is definitely not street jiu-jitsu as some people call it, or like self-defense jiu-jitsu, right? But
Right.
I mean, honestly, when we go to class, I mean, that's what we're training, right? We're training sports jiu-jitsu. I'm not thinking, okay, I'm going to learn De La Hiva, so when this guy comes attacks me, I'm going to pull De La Hiva guard and control him from there. That's not the reality, right? It's sport jiu-jitsu, and
Yeah.
that's what we're learning. Who's going to berimbolo in the street, right? I mean, you might, but if the guy's a jiu-jitsu guy, of course you're going to do that. But I mean, if he's coming at you with his fist flying, you're not going to berimbolo, right? So
Right. Right.
definitely sport jiu-jitsu, right? So I haven't really talked a lot about it, but I think it's a relevant topic for you, right? Being in your line of work, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll talk about that more a little bit, right? Okay, so white belt, you start progressing. Okay, so now you get your blue belt, right? So how long have you been a blue belt?
A little over a year now.
Okay, a little over a year. Okay, so I always ask people at their, when they level up, what was that day like for you?
Felt awesome. I didn't have that dirty white belt that was turning kind of brown. Finally had some color. Um, Felt like there was a more pressure though now, because I felt like you come into class, they see a white belt, and they're not gonna give you a hard time per se. Now I have a colored belt, so it's okay. This guy knows some stuff.
Did you did you kind of feel a sense of accomplishment or maybe even validation that your training, everything that you learn, you kind of hit a like another step in your journey?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was going to ask you about how you felt coming to the next class, but did you feel like people kind of said, "Oh, blue belt now," so the white belts kind of like start swarming around you? It's like, okay, let's test out Devin now. He's got his blue belt.
Yeah, yeah. There's like, I mean, we're all human, right? There's a small part of me that, the ego kicked in, like, oh yeah, I got a blue belt now. But you get humbled really quick.
I always say, right, there's levels. Even at every belt there's levels, right? You could be a first day white belt, and then I know people like 4 or 5 year white belt, right? That's super different, but the color of the belt's still the same, right? Even blue belt, right? If you become a fresh blue belt versus a 4 year blue belt, there's definitely levels, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so blue belt. So you you've done competitions, right? Was it at white belt when you started competing?
Yeah, I only did one one comp. I think it was Triple Crown. That was when you and Carter were coaching me.
When it, my memory's so bad. So why don't you can you kind of remember or step me through what happened or what's going through your mind that day of the competition?
Oh yeah, I was not in the right headspace at all. Uh, Went through like a breakup. I think like that week, or yeah, I think it was like that week. So I was all messed up in the head, but I was like, I paid for the comp already, so I'm just gonna do it, see where this takes me. And my first comp, so like nerves was running high, plus all the personal stuff that was going on. I definitely wasn't ready. And because all the personal stuff was going on, I didn't have time to like form a game plan when I went in. So I kind of just went in like, see what works, no plan. But I think in my division there was only three guys, and one of them didn't show up. So yeah,
Did you did you do any sports or athletics as a youth?
not really. I mean, I did taekwondo as like really young kid, but I didn't stick to that. I did soccer for maybe like 2 seasons, but I also that wasn't for me either. So I never really played any sports growing up.
So you I mean, in fairness, right? So you never really did competitions then. I mean, you probably played some soccer games, but
Yeah, never did no competition. So that first one, my nerves were through the roof.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Did you? I know that. So you didn't obviously didn't get the results. There are a lot of different challenges and a lot of things going through your head that day, and distracting you from, you know, putting out your best jujitsu. Have you ever thought about like potentially competing again?
Oh yeah, like now that everything's settled at work, I have my schedule set. Life's pretty good now. I'm training pretty consistently, so I think this year I'm gonna join some comps. I'm not sure which ones yet. I know Naga's in November, so maybe Naga.
Yeah, I think there's about to the end of the year, there's about 3 or 4 local tournaments
Yeah.
uh, coming coming down Triple Crown, Fuji, Grappling, and Naga. So you gotta have a choice to go through. So so knowing obviously we gotta eliminate this personal things you are dealing with, but knowing what you know from the first time, what is your approach gonna be this time?
Probably get with Desi and try and figure out a game plan of what to do. You know, um, I don't know. I kind of like the like just send it. That's how I kind of live my life. You know, like all my trips that I go on solo trips, and I go with no plan. I just figure it out as I go. But I kind of like that way, because if something doesn't go like you say, I make a plan of what I'm gonna do, and if something doesn't go that way, I feel like I'm gonna be all thrown off. But if I just go in with no plan, it's like, okay, I'll take it one step at a time.
I think that's a fair assessment. I do think, excuse me, aside from a plan, it's good to take inventory of your areas of strength and area of weakness.
Mm.
So it won't, you're not going to say, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E in this order, but if if bottom half guard is not your jam, you're going to do anything you can to stay out of it. If you do well in spider guard, then you're going to work everything you can to get into spider guard, right? So understanding the areas of strength will help you prepare mentally for what you're trying to do, right? Because you can go in and just say, I'll do whatever happens, but there should be some points where you're going to try to dictate the interactions or the exchanges that happen, right? At least that's kind of how I've seen successes, right? Like, so when I competed, right, that's kind of what I did for the longest time at UFC. I just show up and I just try to do my best jiu-jitsu, and whatever happens, happens, right? It didn't normally, and it's just me personally, right? It didn't work out so well for me,
Mm.
right? Um, I really didn't have an approach. So when I shifted over gyms, it changed a little bit, right? Again, what are you going to try to do? Are you going to take down or guard pull? If you guard pull, what guard are you going to? What positioning are you looking for? If I'm going to take down, how am I going to set up the takedown, right? So simple stuff like that. Not so much like step one, do this, step two, do this, step three, do
Right.
this. More generalizations of, okay, I'm going to take down. Okay, I'm going to set up single leg. Here's how I'm going to enter. These are the 3 types of entries that I want to use, right? Whatever I see that, presents itself. So I think that would humbly be my perspective if you ask me, how should I prepare, right? Because obviously you've been doing it long enough that you have things that you feel you're better at than others, right? So you have a guard that probably works better for you than other guards. You have a takedown that you like that works better than other takedowns, right? So maybe in your mind when you say send it, you are already thinking that, like, yep, I'm gonna do the things that I'm good at, but just kind of putting it in little pockets where, like, okay, we're starting grip fight. I'm not gonna let him grab me because I need to grab him first, or I need to get controls from here, right? That's kind of the mindset that I try to approach, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Desi's been in it a lot longer than me, so I'm sure he'll have a good plan for you to work through to get to competition. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so competition. All right, so I'll be looking out for you. At, hopefully, you let me know when you're there, and I can be on the side watching you compete, cheering you on.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
think competition. I think competition is important, right? And some people don't like it. I get it. Some people really enjoy it. A lot of people that I talk to said they really like it, right? Some of it's the adrenaline rush, not always getting your hand raised. Of course, that's the ultimate to get your hand raised, but just preparing, that feeling, that putting yourself out there, right in the middle of everybody, kind of watching and yelling for you. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay. So how frequently? I don't think I asked you. How frequently do you get to train now?
So my work schedule is I only work 3 days a week, so I have 4 days off. So I'll train. Normally, what I'll do is I'll train in the morning and then train at night. So twice a day, 4 days a week.
Oh, solid, solid.
Yeah.
Okay, so but you don't train at um, Trilogy during the day, or do you train
So
daytime
trilogy
at
is
Trilogy?
is trilogy is the nighttime classes. In the mornings, I'll go to the academy.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. What's the so you so okay, so like I'm old, right? So I cannot train twice a day. Okay, so okay, so morning time, you get your training in. I don't know, was it like early morning kind training or
Like
like mid
eight
morning?
thirty, 8:30.
Okay, not too bad, not too bad. 8:30, what? Couple hour, 2 hours of
Yeah,
training.
like 8:30 to like 10.
Okay, okay. Finish that, then what? Go home,
I'll
rest,
go home,
relax.
yeah, rest, eat something, take a nap maybe, do some chores or run some errands, and then go to the night class at 6.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about your line of work.
Okay.
So, what's your what for everyone out there? What's your profession?
Um, I'm a police officer.
That's right. I remember you were still at UFC. I think when you got in, right, when you first started.
I was, yeah, yeah. And then I stopped coming for a little while because they were like, when I got into the academy, they were like, oh, don't get hurt. So I was like, okay. So I kind of put the training on pause for a little while.
Okay, okay. So, um, I didn't realize that policemen have that because I think firemen do the 3 days and then 4 days off. I didn't realize. So you got three, was that 12-hour shifts?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you are you at a level where like you have assigned area, a car, or
Yeah,
just
I have
curious?
I'm in District 3, my Paul.
Okay, okay. So I want to ask you this, right? So like I see a lot of videos, like so I guess it's I don't say it's haters, but I see a lot of videos. This is mostly from the mainland, right, where um, police are trying to subdue us a suspect, but I think if they always, it's like usually a jujitsu guy saying, well, if they knew jujitsu, they could do a better job because sometimes they start to get out their nightstick and it looks like excessive force, right?
Mm.
From your perspective, like having a jujitsu background and also being a policeman, what are your thoughts on like jujitsu as a not a skill, but something that police have? Is it like something realistic that you can use some of that to help you in your day-to-day struggles as a policeman?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like just being comfortable with controlling someone, like having that control, like even if it goes to the ground, and say you're on bottom, you have the skill to get out, and you don't start panicking, just having control.
Mm, mm. Because where was I? I was talking to somebody. I think I was talking to someone in the mainland that I think he was helping train policemen at academy. Um, does Hawaii have anything like that?
Like like teaching ground and stand up stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
we have
like
like a basic run through course in the academy, but it's up to the officer to continue the training after.
I see, I see. I want to say, shoot, I'm trying to think back. I did so many interviews. I thought somebody talked to me and said that they got like if they did jujitsu, this is in the mainland, they got like a stipend or something to help them to go to classes. Yeah, I, I think that again, from the outside looking in, I think it would be great if every law enforcement person had some experience or some knowledge with jujitsu, I mean, I know that you're kind of at the lowest level, like still entry level at the police. What do you think it would take to get it to become just like a standard part of being a policeman?
Honestly, I that's above that's above me. I wouldn't be able to say because I mean we have so the academy that I'm talking about is that the police academy. We have our little dojo up there that a bunch of guys that do jujitsu we all show up and roll. But to get it required, I that's above me.
Mm, mm. So okay, so let me ask you this, right? And you can say you can't say anything, but have you ever had to use your jujitsu?
um, I mean I have, but not like too far. Like it's just
Mm,
control. Like
control. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So to your point, right? It gives you a level of confidence in those situations when you have to encounter that.
definitely, yeah.
If you hadn't done jujitsu, you think it would be obviously more difficult, or you'd have a different perspective when you have those types of encounters?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I've seen it firsthand, and I think everybody in the department should be training or have some type of knowledge beyond the academy.
I'll be honest with you, I think everybody in general should have some exposure to jujitsu, right? I mean, law enforcement, doctors, nurses, anybody, right? I,
Yeah.
I think I've said this before. I think the world would be a better place if more people did jujitsu.
Oh yeah. It humbles you. A lot of these people with egos probably wouldn't have such big egos.
You're right. You're right. I think, like with most martial arts, right, it teaches you humility, right? I mean, I think that's a big aspect of martial arts in general, to be respectful, humble, and a lot of those things along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you you work, you train jujitsu. Is there any time for any other fun stuff in your life?
Mm, not really. I mean, I work and I prioritize training. Um, I mean, I bodyboard here and there. I'll go on trips, but that's about it. Just pretty
Mm,
much
mm.
work and work out and jiu-jitsu.
Cause I don't know if you still do, but you travel to Japan a lot, yeah?
Um, I went to Japan, yeah, but I've been going different places. I just came back from New Zealand in May. Yeah, that was fun.
Ah, I've never been to New Zealand. What was the highlight of the trip to New Zealand?
Just hiking. So like I said, I did it. I went there without a plan. All I knew was, so New Zealand has a really big van life culture. So a lot of people, instead of like renting a hotel or anything, they'll buy like, or not buy, but they'll rent a camper van. So your home base is in that van, so you can like drive around the whole country and not have to worry about, oh, I gotta go back to the hotel. It's just the campsite. You just park at a campsite and sleep in your van, and you have all your necessities. So I did that. Yeah, I was up in New Zealand for 2 weeks. Got a camper van. So I was on the South Island of New Zealand, and I pretty much traveled from the north part of the island all the way down to the southern part, just hitting different hikes.
I did not realize that that was a big thing out there. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I, it's kind of funny, right? So like because you're going by yourself, right? No plan. It's okay, right? But I think my wife would die if I said, "Oh yeah, let's just go somewhere and just freewheel it and figure it out as we go along." Like, no, that would not be happening. but but to be honest with you, right? I travel for work, right? And of course, I mean, I have to do the work stuff, but same kind of thing, right? I just figure out, let's just go here, try different things. So it can be fun, yeah. It's a little less stressful, yeah, than planning everything out and I gotta be here at this certain time. So I can appreciate that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I was
What's
doing some sketchy stuff up there, like pushing limits on some hikes, and like one of the hikes that I was doing, it was like 16 miles, but it was like raining, and there was a river I had to cross, and it started pouring rain, and I was like, okay, I know that river that I just crossed is gonna start filling up, but I need to get to the end and take that picture, you know. So I know if I was with somebody, they'd be like, no, let's go back already.
good, bad, or otherwise, you're the decision maker, right? If you're by yourself. So I guess it worked out because we're talking now. If it hadn't worked out, we probably wouldn't. We obviously wouldn't be doing this
Oh yeah,
interview.
yeah, yeah.
All right. What What do you think has been a key piece of knowledge someone shared with you about jujitsu that you carry with you as you train?
Mm, just be humble. There's always someone better than you.
Yeah, this is so true. Very true. Jiu-jitsu is a very humbling sport, and if you can't humble yourself, it probably won't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think you've answered all the questions I have. I want to close this out by asking you, where do you want your jiu-jitsu journey to take you?
Mm, just anywhere. I just want to just keep training, like as long as I can. I just want to, yeah, just train for the rest of my life if I can.
How old are you, Devin?
27.
27. Okay. It's a little early to talk about longevity, but if you're thinking about training for a long time, yeah, now's the time to start, right?
Right.
Um, I didn't ask you if you do anything for like recovery.
Oh, honestly, no. My body takes a beating. Some days when I train hard and I lift hard and run, I feel it. So my recovery days will be probably just take a day off. That will probably be my recovery. Cheat days, go eat some good but unhealthy food. Just relax. Don't worry about like rolling or working out. Just for a day.
I think you bring up a good point about stepping away for a little bit, right? And one of the key things that a lot of people say is, I believe it too. I say it myself. Jiu-jitsu is always going to be there. So if you miss a day of practice, you miss a week of practice, you go on a month-long trip and you don't train, it's not like you're going to lose every single thing that you work for to get to that point, right?
Right.
So enjoying your life, like you said, just letting it go for a little while. That's good. It's a good approach.
Well, on the topic of like not really recovery, but like I don't know. I felt like recently I felt like I hit like another plateau, so I ventured off into like doing some kickboxing stand up. So that's been really fun.
Okay. Is that you do that at Trilogy too, or is that another
Yeah,
place where
yeah,
you've been doing that at Trilogy? Okay. Okay. Because Trilogy used to be in Pro City, right? I think they closed that
yeah.
location a little while
Used to
ago.
be in Pro City, but yeah, that location ended up closing. So now we have a space out in Waipahu that we use Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and then Wednesdays and Fridays we're at Newtown Rec Center.
I didn't realize you guys had something set up in Waipahu. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's pretty sad to see that old location closed. I only I only got to go there once, but it was a good vibe there. So I think they were there for a while too. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
all right, I'll let you close us out by giving a parting shot on what jiu-jitsu has meant to you, and what any advice you can give to anybody that's watching this that may one day decide they want to try jiu-jitsu.
Mm, I don't know. Jiu-jitsu is my life now, so you can take that for what it is. And someone watching that's just starting or thinking about starting is just just send it. Just go in. You don't have to have a plan. Just do it.
Wise words, and believe me, many people have said the same thing. Just do it. Just send it. Just get started. Right?
Yeah.
You never know till you try it. All right, Devin. Appreciate you taking time out today to share
Thank
your
you.
journey, and I hope to see you again soon.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
at maybe one of the tournaments, or maybe at UFC. All right, guy. Take
Shoot.
care.